Now, I saw this movie and I thought it was really funny, and I'm wondering, for you, you're playing Diane, who has a husband that is suffering from Alzheimer's, and then you discover your son has cancer. I'm wondering, did you immediately see the humor in the script, or was that something you discovered on set as the movie started shooting?
No, the script was funny, was inherently funny, and the kind of funny that comes organically. I don't think I would have been able to go on the set and invent the humor if it hadn't really been there on the page.
Were you able to really collaborate with Jonathan Levine and Will Reiser as far as sort of giving your own insight into the story that they were presenting to you?
Um, I basically sort of arrived in Canada and went about my work, and um, of course Jonathan was incredibly receptive. These guys are very funny. They're very smart. They're very bright. They've all been friends for a long time. Will Reiser, the writer, and Jonathan Levine and Seth Rogen. So it was like coming into a family situation, a very safe situation, and I think a very important balance to the film because it runs this gamut from laughter to tears, and it that kind of balance can tip over very easily, and I think they're very successful.
And from your Wes Anderson work, you've gained a whole new audience. And do you feel that some of the younger filmmakers are gravitating towards you because of that, and they want you in their film because they've seen the work you've done with him, and they now want you in their movie?
Well, I hope so. I love working with Wes, and I love working with younger filmmakers, and that's what keeps us all alive. We don't get sort of jaded and do hackneyed work. It's important to stay with the up and coming movie makers, and I always seem to have good outings when I do that.
Well, and I'm wondering, I just had a conversation yesterday with the director, Wes Craven, and he said that as he works through different fears on set and rehearsal, that it kind of takes the edge off of life a little bit. I'm wondering, do you feel the same way that once you rehearse and go through a story like this and you're on a movie like this, does it make things in life a little bit easier to handle, or do you still think that life never really loses its edge? That makes sense.
Um, well, I think work is important to us all. When I was in my early 20s, um, and going through a difficult love affair, I thought, well, what can I do about this? Why do I feel like such a victim? And I deduced that it was because that I really didn't have anything of my own that was absolutely my own. Um, I I'd worked as a model and I wanted to work as an actress, um, but I was still striving. And I think it's terribly important for everyone to have something that's inviolate, that no one else can touch. And that's what my work is for me.
Well, what kind of hope do you hope this movie provides to audience members that sees it? Because it's a pretty uplifting film to have for a disease film, as you would call it.
Well,
Like this.
I wouldn't call it a disease film. I think that really takes its specialness away.
Okay,
What
that works.
this film does is to, I think, provide us all or remind us all that laughter is great medicine, that we can all be caregivers, that that's not just confined to the medical profession, that we can cheer each other up, that we can hold each other's hands, and that with a little bit of luck and hope and belief that we can change each other's lives for the better.
And I wanted to ask you, was it your love of Owen Wilson or your love of birds that drug you into the big gear?
Well, why don't you include Jack Black or Steve Martin in that question? Because all three of them star in the movie, and I think it was the holy trio that brought me in, as well as a great script.
Well, I guess I didn't mention them because I know you've worked with Owen Wilson a couple of times in the
Right,
past.
right.
Maybe
I
something to
do love Owen, and I think he's a fabulous movie star, and I like him very, very much. But I also love the other guys.
Okay, and did you say you're only in that movie for 3 minutes?
I think so. I haven't seen it yet, but it's just a cameo.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing that, and I appreciate you coming on and talking with us this morning.
Thank you, Paul.
50-50.
Nice head. Can I touch it?
You can do more than touch it.